How crazy was that? So,
IJS Radio
21313. That's what we got here.
That's right. There's 2 13s in there.
So who are you?
I am. Who the fuck am I again? John Montana. That's right. That's who I am.
And I'm Scott Sycamore. No other alias.
That's right.
So what do we got? So Dorner is dead.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
It's gonna take a few days to find out if there's any DNA that can be retrieved that can identify him. But the place could be burnt so bad that there's no traces of DNA available. I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know how they're. If it's him, and even if it is not him, they could say it was him. They could say, "Oh, the DNA matched him," and we'll never know. Maybe the guy who did the DNA testing ends up dead, and then some shit like that, like what happened with Breitbart. Remember when Breitbart died, the coroner died.
Oh, there was some coroner conniptions or something?
Yeah, Breitbart's coroner also died like right after he died. Right after he examined the body.
Yeah, man, there's always a lot of there's levels of shadiness going on with these
So
activities.
with Dorner, it'll probably be the same thing. Like whoever does the DNA testing is probably going to end up dropping dead or something like that. I don't know. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm saying that if you follow the patterns of, I'm like a prophet, but I don't have magic powers. I know how to predict things based on how it usually happens. Because people usually what happens is what usually happens.
And you get your ideas from me.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because history repeats itself.
Yeah, you get your knowledge from me, and then you prophetess like the oracle at Delphi.
Well, you do some research for me, I do some research for you, and then we put it together and we analyze it. We analyze it. Sorry.
Yes,
what
homo.
the fuck is analyzed?
Yes, homo on your part. No, to profit. If you predict.
It's very easy to predict.
Yeah, you sound like the messianic cult figure. Like, I have predicted everything since 2012.
Well, it's easy. Like, look, when you think, okay, how does Alex Jones do it? How does Ron Paul do it? Think about it. How did Ayn Rand predict, the corporatist, monster that we're living under right now? How did Orwell predict the police state? How did Nostradamus predict everything that's fucking going on under the sun? Well, there's an art to predicting things. And that's if you know how history repeats itself and you know that people continue to make the same mistakes over and over and over again, then it's pretty easy to predict what's coming next. And we've been doing this show for a while, but we've been able to predict everything that's going on right now.
How did Michael Jackson predict Kanye? Doesn't make sense. All right. Here's the thing. Okay.
But what I'm saying is, look, I did predict that the debate on gun control would just continue to take over the mainstream, and it did. I predicted that was going to happen because of every event that we kept seeing kept getting more intense, and used to promote the gun control agenda. Everything from this little girl that sang at the Obama inauguration that was killed like a couple days later. By gun violence, and they're using that to promote the gun control agenda. And they use Sandy Hook, and it's always kids now. Right now, nothing sells. Nothing sells gun control like dead kids.
You know how they always
said exploiting those Sandy Hook kids, the choir, Sandy Hook choir,
the chorus,
exploiting them at the Super Bowl, making them sing at the Super Bowl, and then supposedly they also sang "Call Me Maybe," the slut anthem. At the pre-Grammy party for Ryan Seacrest.
No, but that's an honor, Manny, to sing at the American Ritual. Babylon Ritual.
For Ryan Seacrest.
For Ryan
Golden
Shower of P. Crest. How about... you said 2013 would be the year of the gun. It's also the year of the drone. And remember how they said...
The drone, and if I can quote Ron Paul on this, the drone is the gun we need to control.
You can't quote...
He said that the other day on Stossel.
On Stossel? I'm tweeting out that I'm going on Stossel tonight.
He responded to the State of the Union on Stossel and everything.
The mustache versus the white hair. Okay. Both men in excellent physical shape, too, by the way, for their age. So remember, how they always have said, the children are our future. Yeah, they'll be dead in the future. That's like you said. They use the they use the kids for all this. So there's an updated We Are the World.
Oh yeah, there's a We Are the World
with rappers
version.
and shit. LL Cool J's in there.
I didn't see that, but I did see the North Korean We Are the World, where they show images of New York being nuked on North Korea state-sponsored television, and it's pretty shocking. Like this is what the North Koreans are watching on television: images of New York, getting nuked.
Don't you mean state-sponsored terror?
And with We Are the World playing in the background.
Don't you mean state-sponsored terror vision?
Yes, of course.
Not just it's television. It's telling
it's
you
television
what,
run by terrorists.
Yeah.
And these guys, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're bluffing, if the North Koreans are just saying they want to nuke us, but they really don't want to because it would be, economic suicide.
Well, they do have a bukkake bomb, so that's
Yeah, but if they have one bomb, we have like thousands of bombs. Who's gonna win that one? I mean, it's kind of a ridiculous idea to think that North Korea could really like stand up to.
What's that city we have
States.
a lot of bombs over? I think it's in Iraq.
Oh. You mean
You're not gonna sing for us? All right.
You mean
drones over LA? What's that?
Agrabah? Oh no, that's in Aladdin.
Oh, what's the city in Aladdin? Where are they at?
Agrabah.
Agrabah? You mean like Monsanto? Bad agra business? Like Agrabah? But no, so yeah, what is the Aladdin relation to what's going on now in the occult world?
It has to do Aladdin, first of all, Bin Laden. Aladdin, Bin Laden.
Right, Bin Laden. It's very true. UBL is.
And it's in like Iraq, I think. Agrabah, maybe it's.
Iraq was the cradle. Well, okay, Africa's known as the cradle of civilization, but that's my bad. That is known. Iraq, Babylon is. Iraq or Africa's the motherland, like the beginning of civilization. But yeah, it's known as the cradle. Man.
No one really knows.
No one knows.
We have these archaeologists telling us, what to believe about what happened here and there, but no one really knows. They control the truth. They control the flow of information.
Yeah, man, these fucking controlled archaeologists are really dampering
not the archaeologists themselves. But I'm saying the government. If an archaeologist finds out that Babylon is really
all right,
New York City. Or some shit like that.
Yeah.
All right.
But
They're not gonna let the media's not gonna let that get out because the government's not gonna let that get out.
It's the modern Babylon. So what if you implanted knowledge in everyone's heads? Like everyone could have knowledge about.
That's memories.
He had repressed memories, yeah. And Xavier had to pull him out and shit like that,
Yeah, they had to use a pull-out method.
Exactly, for School for the Americas of little children. The perfect
School for the Americas. Let's talk about that.
Go for it. Don't talk about it. Talk about it.
School for the Americas is, I believe, was in New Mexico or something like that, somewhere in the South, Arizona or some shit like that, in the desert, middle of nowhere. And it's supposedly the school that Saddam Hussein went to, and it's like a school that trains assassins and trains people with torturing and mass murder and all that stuff, trains them in it's kind of like the League of Shadows. It's a secret organization that makes terrorists.
You don't even want to know what's in the cafeteria,
it
dog.
creates mercenaries and murderers, like Bane type of people. Like
Bane Capital, all their associates go there.
No, I'm talking about Bane from Batman.
Oh, that other one.
Yeah, so it creates murderers and killers, and it's probably connected to the CIA's MK Ultra program and some shit like that. But so School of the Americas.
It relates to Professor X's School for Gifted Youngsters.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Some people say that Stan Lee took his idea for X-Men from the School of the Americas because, X-Men is about, a school for gifted youngsters. It's like a school that teaches you how to use your powers, your secret powers. And the School for the Americas is really a school of assassins that would teach people how to use their secret dictatorial powers,
Assassin's
They would
Creed.
eventually go out to rule the world,
They had an Assassin's Creed over there.
And we all know that a lot of these politicians that rule the world, that rule the rest of the world, went to school right here in America. Like Netanyahu, is pretty much an American citizen.
Hussein and all them.
All these guys, they all went to school over here. And
or flight school in the case of the 9/11 hijackers.
Yeah, and then they all get their student visas here and everything got straightened out by the government and everything.
They
really
fuck it
deep.
up.
School of the Americas, School of the Assassins. Check it out. Google it.
Yeah, all y'all enroll in that. Apply to that motherfucker, all you high school students.
Enroll, yes.
Yeah, all you kids, you aspiring dictators out there,
yes.
that's where you need to
go.
Aim your test scores for,
right? I think they might have closed it.
I think
it was already closed.
Or moved it
or
under
moved it,
Mount Weather.
Moved it somewhere else, yeah.
Moved it to a secure Iron Mountain-like location where it's just walled off from the rest of the world.
But yeah, all these guys, like the new president of Iraq and the president of Egypt and all these new dictators that were propping up all went to school there supposedly, and allegedly. And there's even stories that Hitler went to that school.
And then they went
back to even way back there.
And then
that it was created by Skull and Bones. And
Batman's ancestors. And then they went.
They went to seen that Batman episode.
Yeah, you see it. Well, you go to School of the Americas.
But where they're looking at a picture of Batman's grandfather, was it, or his father?
It was, I believe, his great-grandfather. It's in the episode 33 of the Adam West Batman series, which is called Fine Finny
And they were like,
Fiends.
so you didn't know that Bruce Wayne's grandfather was in Skull and Bones? He was like, wasn't Skull and Bones. He created Skull and Bones. He
started that motherfucker. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. No, but it's episode, if I recall, episode 33, and then it's called Fine Finny Fiends, which are the henchmen of the Penguin or whatever, and FFF,
which is
666. Yes, with like Fox. And
nerd-tastic.
so it's so nerd-tastical, but this is nerdburology, number nerdology.
Yeah, so you have to be nerdy like us to understand like that deep into.
That's too deep for these non-mathematical ass motherfuckers.
All you guys fucking following Alex Jones are on some fucking riding horses type of shit. We're like writing computers and like doing all the research for you guys.
Yeah, you can't just.
We're the fact checkers. We're the debunkers. Yeah. We're the ones actually doing all the work and trying to make some sense out of it. And you guys are just a bunch of followers that don't believe anything that AJ says.
Listen to that. Yeah, you can't be oiling your rifle in the saddle on your horse and listening to AJ, fucking 3 hours a day and thinking you know what's up. God damn it. You should. It's like diversify. Yeah, yo, we'll be back. Yeah, what's up, man?
Commercial break.
Come on. Yeah.
IJS Radio is brought to you by Ecigs.
Yeah, Ecigs.
Ecigs. It's not smoking because it's vapor.
And
Ecigs.
I'm Steven Dorff.
I'm Steven Dorff for Ecigs.
Now
back to your regular program.
I'm Steven Dorff, and when I was hanging out with my e-nigs, I would always get cigarette smoke in their face. But now I got e-cigs for all my e-nigs.
It's not smoking. Because it's vapor. Because guess what? It's vapor.
Those are actually the blue cigs.
These are really addictive. These are like crack. Like I'm like hitting the shit out of that.
They got some cracky ass shit that they implant into these.
Anyway, we had to pay some bills, mainly cable bills. We're back.
Let's rock and roll.
I don't even know what we were talking about anymore.
Probably some like Dorner type shit.
And you know what I like talking about? I like to talk about what the future holds. What does the future hold?
Well, we know in the future people will even have electronic cigarettes. So what else will they have?
Let's discuss what's going on right now as it relates to what the future holds. I mean, we're being given characters like Marco Rubio as future potential, saviors.
Yes, we are. Right? The Latino savior of humanity.
Right. There's the Rand Paul evolution.
The Retaushin, the re-hate evolution.
And we're seeing what could be potentially the future of politics, the future of our lives, really. What's going to happen to our lives? How is this going to affect your paycheck? How is this going to affect your security? How is this going to affect, your sexual preference?
Your mojo. Yeah. We already know.
Will America turn gay?
Well, we already know Obama makes people gay. That 14-year-old radio host.
As Rand Paul said, I didn't think he could get any gayer.
I really didn't think he could get gayer than this. And after my daddy was like, he's a queer. But no, that there was that right-wing 14-year-old radio host who was like, President Obama and Vice President Biden are turning kids gay. And boy, that left wing went after a motherfucker. But it's true, dog. I mean, they're putting stuff in the water. They're putting stuff. I don't mean them two cats specifically.
Even Alex Jones said. And if Alex Jones says it
must be true.
And that they're putting hormones in the water and in the juice boxes that turn you gay. And apparently,
look at this juice box.
Your kids will turn gay.
Yeah, I mean, watch out for them juicy juice, them ocean
Alex
spray.
Jones was drinking the juice on the air and even admitted that he felt gay after drinking the juice. He's like, it's weird. I feel a little feminine right now and shit.
You sure the
Feminine.
Feminine. You sure the juice just doesn't give you a clear head? And he's realizing his true self. There's a lot of subversion in the industry that we've come to know and worship, the Church of David Icke and Alex Jones, etc. How long have you been a member? Tell us about that, John.
Sorry, I'm hitting the pipe a little too hard here, the crack pipe. Anyway, Alex Jones, I was into conspiracy theories before I even heard who Alex Jones was or David Icke or any of these guys. I was always deep into that shit since I was a little kid. Like, I loved watching X-Files and shit like that.
Meta research type shit.
Yeah, and I would do my own research on UFOs and government cover-ups and the JFK assassination.
Bill Cooper stuff.
Yeah, and of course when 9/11 happened, the conspiracy theory world, blew up.
Blew up more than those buildings.
Into the mainstream. Yeah. Literally. Yeah. And so, then you started seeing people like Lyndon LaRouche saying it was an inside job.
Lyndon LaDouche.
And Lyndon LaRouche, I was a big fan of Lyndon LaRouche because he was putting out a lot of accurate conspiracy theories and all that stuff.
Well, let's talk about this for a second. It's because he has future positive information. You asked what the future holds. We got candidates like Rubio. Like you said, how will it affect us? What else? I mean, if you have this insider knowledge like the Dick Cheneys and the Lyndon LaDouches have, and all the politicians and stuff, how do you act on that?
Lyndon LaRouche, the thing is, it was a very appealing figure, a guy who knew what he was talking about and all that. And then he had these crazy, James Bond stories of him landing on his helicopter on top of the White House to talk to Ronald Reagan and advise Ronald Reagan and stuff like that.
Right,
so there's kind of a heroic, Spider-Man-ish aspect to Lyndon LaRouche, and that's why he attracts a lot of young college student, nerd-tastic, types, researcher types. They like him, he speaks to their nerdiness, but at the same time, he's he's got kind of a ultra left-wing, fascistic, communistic agenda where he wants to ban rap music and all this shit. So there's a very social engineer aspect of Lyndon LaRouche's operation where he's pretty much brainwashing these kids with classical music like Mozart music and all that, and telling them you have to reject your counterculture of rock and roll and hip hop and all that, and you have to adopt the classical culture of Mozart.
I'd rather listen to rock.
And it's wait a minute, I don't want a president that's going to tell me what kind of music to listen to. You know what I mean?
So in the future,
that's when I really realized that Lyndon LaRouche was not my guy.
In the future, will presidents tell you what music to listen to, or will it just be eye-scanning advertisements when you walk down the street that will suggest music in your Pandora queue and just always constantly targeting you with ads and shit, coming off everywhere. Billboards will 3D bounce out and try to play something for you.
I mean, I think we're kind of seeing a glimpse of what the future holds. I mean, already as far as music goes, you're not gonna go buy a CD. You're just gonna download it. You can just get music in 5 minutes, downloading off the internet, and you don't have to go out to the supermarket to buy stuff anymore. You can just order stuff on the internet, and then pretty soon you'll be able to download food on the internet, maybe, or something.
Yeah, well,
like in Star Trek.
Well, so President Satoru mentioned the 3D printer amongst other technologies in his SOTU speech.
3D printers in the future, and I think 3D printers are the main reason why gun control has become such a huge deal right now for the entire country, and how the government, both Democrats and Republicans, standing up together on the gun control issue.
Wait, don't you mean the Demopublicans?
Yeah, and that's because gun printers are going to pretty much put all these gun manufacturers out of business.
There's a lot of business models that will close up in the upcoming years. It's part of it's the evolution / Great Depression / reawakening of economic models with the free stuff. A lot of things free. You can print your own stuff. And then these new technologies of printers and maybe electronic, or electric cars more in the mainstream, and electronics doing different stuff. As I was talking to a friend earlier, and he said the real thing with these 3D printers is printing out like microchips and computer parts and stuff. So all of Africa can have a laptop and shit like that, and just more things like that, more than just like plates and bowls and cups and shit.
You can print anything out of it. You can print parts, motor parts.
Organs.
And
they do
like that.
organs, right?
You print organs. I mean, I don't know if it's gotten to that point, but you could probably print like a prosthetic organ or something like that.
Yeah, give yourself a new dick or something.
Yeah, but I mean, we do have technology to literally print organs, though. It's called, stem cell cloning. It's when they take the stem cell and they can grow a new heart or a new liver or a new, body part, just the body part. They don't have to clone an entire human and then kill it for its body parts. All they have to do is take a stem cell from a healthy liver or something like that, and they can clone that liver and give it to a person in need. So, all this horrific Orwellian technology sounds like it's going to create a bunch of clones and monsters that take over the world, like in Star Wars, the Revenge of the Clones or whatever.
Right.
But it's also something that could be very beneficial for society,
right?
And give people new hearts and new livers and all this.
We
stuff.
Gotta get a motherfucking wrap around it with our heads mentally, society at large.
Yeah, we have to be prepared and mature enough to handle technology that could literally destroy the world. I mean, we have technology to destroy the world 100 times over right now, and we have to get a hold of it before the wrong people, because the wrong people already have their hands on it.
Before the wrong people.
Control the weather.
Bitches who control the weather. I mean, the Rockefeller dude, patriarch, came out. They invested heavily in a weather service recently, and they have an app, for your phone, which predicts the weather. And he literally said, if you want to know what the weather's going to be in your area, in 30 minutes or the next day or whatever, check our app. So it's literally they're saying, we know what the weather's gonna be.
Well, I mean,
but that's what meteorology is, nigga. Yeah.
But I mean, no, they not only do they know what the weather is going to be, they can control it now. That's the scary part. That we're at a point in human history where man has the technology to control nature and acts of God, and blame it on God, because a lot of people don't understand this technology.
I thought they blame it on Patron. Oh no, that's
what the fuck.
No, that's not it. They didn't. Oh, I thought they'd get drunk and use their weather joystick. Oh no, that was Jamie Foxx and Ron Howard and shit in his video. Blame it on the alcohol. Why I nuked the fucking planet. Bump, 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 bump. Yo.
Anyway, back to the show.
Here we go.
Yeah, that was just Scott Sycamore's stand-up.
Yeah, here we go.
That he's practicing.
I'll be here all week, and I do mean week. WEAK. All right. So we have these things. They could put microchips in these printed fucking organs or whatever they're doing. So we got 2013. Well, we're halfway into the second month.
The year of the gun, the year of
the drone, and the year of probably even more crazy weather patterns. The year of controlling the weather, big time.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, that's been for a couple of years now.
Yeah, but it'll just become more in the front.
We're going to see a lot. Sandy. I think the drone thing is big because the big drones that we're being told of are the only ones that we know about. But there's small drones too. There's tiny little drones that are like shaped like flies or mosquitoes, and that can inject a microchip inside you.
And guess what?
Tiny little mosquito-shaped drones flying around.
Yep.
Implanting microchips on people to track people.
You know what's funny too is the drones that we know of through the MSM and the underground media and fucking Obama's whole thing, they actually bridge the other two conspiracies together, basically the one on land and one in the sky. The drones bridge the gun control thing and the weather thing, because the drone has guns and it could possibly affect the weather, right? If they made it that way. They could have drones that have chemtrails or that fucking disperse certain chemicals to create like if they flew an army of drones over, they could probably like create a hurricane or some shit.
All I'm saying it's just furthers my point on the whole gun control debate, that we are a country with a government that is really not to be trusted. Our government is flying drones over us, watching us all the time, killing American civilians and killing innocent people all the time.
Spying on the donors.
Is this really the right time in human history to let that same government disarm the population? You know what I mean? Is it a good idea for us to give up our private security for us and replace it with you know, security ensured by these, you know, thugs, criminals. You know, I mean, again,
We ain't doing it, bitch.
you
All
know,
right.
yeah, no way. There's no way that I want anybody in the militia or anybody in the you know, private gun ownership world to give up their AR-15s or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like, these guys have drones. You know what I mean? What do they care about AR-15s? They have fucking drones. You know, we have to make sure that we can't let them have weapons like that. We just can't.
I got it. Don't let them win. IJS Radio, we're out. Are we out? We're out.
Yeah, I guess we're out. All right, we're at a stalemate again, but.
No, no, I just can't hold this fucking thing anymore, and I don't mean my dick.
But I do mean my dick.
Don't forget to masturbate.
Don't forget to masturbate daily. Twice a day if you can. It's more important to masturbate than brush your teeth. Let's just put it that way. All right.
Come out clean.